You care about WLBB Carrollton News Talk 1330 FM 106.3.
And good morning. Welcome to Community Voice. It is 8:30 a.m. in the morning, Friday, August 28th. I'm your host, Josh Engel. Joining me in the show today, we have, it's a special treat here. We have the proprietor and owner of the West Cinemas up in Cedartown, a legendary theater, which I will let Mike tell you a bit more about the history about that. He threw out some pretty big names earlier, classic names, so I'm excited to hear more about that. But he's the proprietor and owner of West Cinemas, which is no longer just a movie theater. It is also a venue for, everything you can imagine, everything from corporate events to weddings to concerts. And speaking of concerts, we have Fred Trout, the lead singer and lead guitarist from the band Route 5. Many of you have probably seen Route 5 advertised at different venues across the state. But we have the lead singer on the phone with us today, and we're going to be talking about their concert that's coming up this Saturday, August 29th at 8 p.m. over at West Cinemas. You can see Route 5 live. Gentlemen, good morning. How are you?
Great. Morning.
Excellent. So nice to have you both on the phone here. Why don't we just first talk a bit about West Cinemas? Mike, so how long have you been the owner of West Cinemas?
I've owned the West Cinema for about approximately 4 years, and basically just have completed a couple years ago the major renovation, over $500,000 renovation on the building. So.
Excellent. So, if you would, tell us a bit about the history of the building, because you mentioned that it's a place of historical importance.
Yeah, the West Cinema was originally built back in 1941 by Lamb. He had owned several theaters throughout the area, and so he had built it originally in 1941. The West Cinema itself is an architectural beauty. I mean, if you come in and you see the outside sculptures on the buildings and stuff like that, they've actually drawn a lot of attention from some big movie stars, actually. But the theater itself was built in 1941. In 1980, they had twinned the theater and made two theaters out of it. The original theater had an old historic stage in the back, and they did show movies. I purchased a theater. It was only a twin, and then in my renovation, I added 2 additional theaters for a total of 4 theaters, and have intentions of finishing the old stage in the back to use it for musical performances or any kind of event like at weddings or whatever we choose to do with it.
So, do you have an idea of some of the acts that have came through over the years?
They've had names that I guess it's a little name like Bing Crosby. I don't know if anybody's heard of him before.
Boom. I love Bing Crosby.
Yeah, he had performed. We had found some old newspaper clippings and stuff, and unfortunately, I don't know. I mean, there's several people have been there. So, but I know he has, because we found some newspaper clippings of where he had been to the theater and performed.
Well, it being founded that long ago, I mean, you can imagine some acts that were coming through there. I mean, Georgia was a hotspot for performances, particularly in the 40s and 50s, so I can't even imagine. Now, so this isn't your full-time gig originally. I can tell by your shirt that you do other stuff.
Yeah, a little bit of real estate, and a little bit of rock and roll, a little bit of theater. So you name it, I tried.
Now, what is Main Street Realtors?
Main Street Realtors, I'm the managing broker for Main Street Realtors. We are a full-service real estate brokerage. We assist in buying, selling. I'm also a licensed general contractor builder, so I buy, rehab, flip. So anything, we make cash offers on your house. You got a house you need sold fast, we can do that. But we also are a full-service brokerage, so if you just need to list or you need assist with buying, we can help you with any of those real estate needs. And we move some real estate, so we love to help you.
So it only makes sense that you would go into to buy an old theater and renovate it.
Well, it kind of had happened to me. My son-in-law's granddaddy owned the theater, and I'll tell you a little funny story a lot of people don't know. So Kenneth owned the theater, which is like I said, my son-in-law's granddad, and he was in the theater one day, and a guy come in and indicated he wanted to film a movie at the theater, and Kenneth said, "Well, that's fine, just do it." And he has a gruffy kind of voice, and so he said, "That's good." So he turned around and he left, and his daughter was there, which is Ridge's mom, and she said, "Dad, do you know who that was?" And he looked and he said, "No, I don't know who he was, but he sure doesn't need to take a bath." And well, it ended up being Billy Bob Thornton had come into the theater and wanted to film a movie, and indicated that he would have loved to own the theater if he lived in Cedartown. But they did end up filming Jane Mansfield's car there, which my son-in-law was in the leading part carrying a paper sack, down the sidewalk with his mom. That looked like his mom at that point in the beginning parts of the movie.
Sure.
But he also tried to purchase the sculptures off the front of the building. I mean, they're very historic, unique, built in 1941. I don't believe you're going to be finding them at your five and dime store or Walmart. So
how cool, Billy Bob Thornton.
Billy Bob Thornton. So and James Mansfield's car was done there a couple of years ago. They used the marquees and use the theater some. So and we're open to any kind of venue like that. If somebody wants to use it for theater, we're open with that stuff. Movies, whatever.
Excellent, Mr. Trout. So
hey.
You are the lead singer and the lead guitarist for a band called Route 5. Tell us a little bit about the band.
Well, we're a bunch of old geezers, if you want to know the truth. We feel like we're seasoned veterans playing all kinds of different music. We've played mostly Georgia and around the Southeast, open for some national acts. But we play just the stuff we grew up on, which is country, classic country, and your daily dose of rock and roll. So you've never seen anything till you've seen Merle Haggard being played in Gene Simmons' Kiss boots. So
I heard
you
about.
Just don't know what you're going to get.
I heard about the Gene Simmons Kiss boots. I heard you rock those. You rock those for real. So you're playing music very similar to what we play on our stations here. Classic country, classic rock. Who are some of your favorite acts that you cover?
Well, the Eagles. Eagles comes to mind. Of course, I grew up on Kiss. We don't get too much into that. I don't want to blow my amps up, but we'll also do some Merle Haggard, Waylon Jennings, all kinds of Buck Owens, all kinds of great stuff that you've heard. Glenn Campbell, but then you go over to the other side, Peter Frampton, Jackson Browne, Eagles. I'm real nostalgic and grew up in the 70s and 80s with Mike. We grew up together, and so we kind of favor the same type music, and that's what we love, and that's what we play.
Excellent. So you say that you've known Mike for a long time.
Oh yeah.
Don't tell any secrets.
He says,
it's just lucky that we're out of jail long enough on today to do this interview. But
spoken like a true rock star. So tell us more about this concert.
Well, what we've got, let me just introduce the band, too. Tyler Carson is co-lead vocalist, bass player. We've got Robbie Barron on drums. His dad, Bob Barron, is on the pedal steel for a lot of the country selections. They're both in the Atlanta Country Music Hall of Fame. But I think Tabby's going to open the show, and she's great. I've listened to her stuff, and then we'll come on and just take it from there and rock you for about an hour and a half, so, and however long they'll have us until the roof caves in.
Well, thankfully, Mike's made sure that no roofs will be caving in. He's made sure the West Cinemas is off the chain and state of the art. So this is your first partnership with West Cinemas?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, we're going to help. We're going to start this, get it going, and I know he's looking into other different types of acts and different things. He can speak on that, but we're all for it, and it's beautiful. I went up the other day, and I've never seen anything like it. It's old history, but it's modern and contemporary, all in the same boat. I'm just amazed.
Excellent. Well, we're going to take our first break now, but when we come back, we're going to continue our conversation with Mike Tinney, owner and proprietor of West Cinemas up in Cedartown, a venue and theater, as well as Fred Trout, the lead singer and lead guitarist of the band Route 5. So stay with us.
At Oak Mountain Academy, our daily schedule includes convocation, prayer, and the Pledge of Allegiance. By doing so, we build a family-like community where all students grow and flourish and personal faith is encouraged. Through community service and a historical approach to biblical study, our students are taught the value of the warrior way, honesty, respect, and responsibility. Oak Mountain Academy. We are a family creating legacies. To learn more, visit oakmountain.us.
For more than 70 years, you have turned to Tanner Health System for your healthcare needs. As our community moves forward, Tanner is here for you. Strong, safe, and close to home. Routine medical appointments, urgent elective surgeries, and imaging are back on the calendar at our hospitals and Tanner Medical Group practices. With the safety of our patients, staff, and community always our top priority. Learn more at tanner.org. Hashtag We Are Tanner Strong. That's tanner.org. Hashtag We Are Tanner Strong.
And good morning. Welcome back to Community Voice. It is 8:40 a.m., Friday, August 28th. I'm your host, Josh Engel. We got Mike Tinney, the owner of West Cinemas, a classic historical movie theater up in Cedartown, which has now been state-of-the-art renovated, and it's very much a multi-purpose facility now, including rock concerts. And we're going to have one coming up this weekend. It's going to be on Saturday, August 29th, this Saturday at 8 p.m. It's going to be the band Route 5. And we were lucky enough to have the lead singer of Route 5, Fred Trout, on the phone with us this morning. So, Mike, you mentioned that you have made a substantial investment into the theater because you wanted to create a multi-purpose facility in Cedartown that not just people could come catch a show or catch a rock concert, but it could also be used for a variety of other things. Please speak to that some.
Yeah, I mean, basically what we've done is that, I mean, some people are, like the theater for maybe a wedding venue. So we're adapted to that. We actually had some photo shoot took place a week or so ago where we put some stuff out there showing you how you could use it as a wedding venue. In September, we're going to have a game, Mario Kart tournament. On the big screen.
Tell us more about this, because I think there's a lot of listeners, or even more so listeners' kids, that are going to be really into this. Tell them what you got planned.
So what we're looking to do with the theater is, if you like, you can book the theater. You can bring your party up to 10 and just come, book it. We're going to take it, probably up to 10 will be about $100 an hour. Will be a 2-hour minimum. So you can come in, you can hook up your game station, and you can play games on the big screen. I mean, it's pretty neat. I've hooked up the Switch, and I'm not a huge gamer, but Mario Kart's on the big screen was pretty cool the other day. But I got another friend, and I think he's thinking about bringing Call of Duty. So hooking it up. So if you want a game in bigger than life, I guess would be the best way to put it. So
you mean that folks could book a theater in this classic historical theater and like play Mario Kart and have a tournament?
Absolutely. So when we have 4 theaters, so we can accommodate, bring it, and we'll charge an additional fee for people that come above the 10, but you can bring it, book it, if you want to book it with your friends. We don't mind doing any event. If you say, hey, Mike, we want to watch this on the big screen, you can bring you guys and book the theater and do private events. We won't interfere with you. We'll just hook it up and let you go. So you can do a presentation, a PowerPoint presentation, a business meeting.
That was my next question, business meetings.
Yeah, so that's not a problem. We actually did a self-defense course a couple of weeks ago. So that's what I've made the changes to adapt the theater so that we can do any kind of corporate event. Like I said, anything that you want to put on the big screen, we can put it. As long as you got an HDMI connection, we can throw audio up on the speakers and we can throw video up on the screen.
Well, I know it's the last thing anybody wants to talk about, but let's talk about COVID-19. What are the precautions that you have implemented and put in place to help honor the CDC's guidelines and do your best to prevent COVID-19 transmission?
We just had the health department out earlier this week. We scored 100 on our test. We obviously are social distancing. We also have, we're not requiring masks. We have masks available. Usually, the theater is pretty good size, so it's it's easy to space out. So we're not trying to cram people in like a bunch of sardines. Obviously, we don't want anybody to get sick, and we sure don't want to get sick.
So limit the capacity.
Yeah, so we're kind of limiting the capacity, spreading people out. There's no perfect situation in this, but we do the best we can do to keep everybody safe. And and like I said, when the health department comes in, they give us a perfect 100 score for cleanliness and stuff. We have hand sanitizer at the theater. So we're going the extra mile to keep it safe, but we got to figure this virus is probably not going to go away in the next several months, and we hope it does. But obviously we got to try to live in a new world, but be safe on the same side.
Well, and that's honestly that's one of the reasons why I was hoping that you guys would come on. We're living in a time now where most movie theaters aren't open yet. and a lot of venues, they're not having events, they're not having shows. So it's not often that we're seeing events that are going down, and knowing that this is a historical theater that has taken precautions to keep people safe. I mean, are you going to be showing movies here pretty soon, or are you showing movies
We're
now?
actually showing movies. We actually had Unhinged was out last week, and we started showing movies a little over a month ago. So what we had done at that point in time was show some older movies, reruns and stuff, Jaws and things like that, classics. And, so we kind of adjusted and looked and seen how we could adjust to make sure that we did take care of the new standards with COVID and everything. So we've been open for well over a month and not having any kind of problems or anything like that, making sure we keep clean and keep the theaters clean, stuff like that. So we, like I said, I think you space out. We see people in Walmart, see people in Home Depot. Who's to say we can't, space out in the theater? I don't want to go up and lick or kiss on anybody walking in the door and take a chance. So I'm going to stay away. I'll speak to you from a distance, and I think that with the new norms, we can still have a good time and still be safe. So, everything in life has some risk. You have a risk when you get in your car and you drive. You have a risk. So, I'm not saying we take undue risk, but I'm saying we just, try to do the best we can with the situation we have. But there again, we got to live too.
Yeah.
If you don't get out of your house, you die.
Live life safely.
Live life safely. That's exactly our approach.
Excellent. So the concert we got coming up here on Saturday with Route 5, Fred Trout, I have a question. Let's say that folks are looking for something to do this weekend. A lot of folks may not have plans. So why should they come check out this concert? What do you have in store for audiences?
It's family friendly. Bring the kids. It's music you grew up on. We're a great band. I hate to brag, but I don't hate to brag.
You have people in your band that's in the
and we throw 180 curveballs, going from the Eagles and turning around into Merle Haggard and then turning back around into Joe Walsh or whatever you're thinking. We might, there's no telling what we'll play, but we're a great bunch of musicians, and I really, that's what I feel like first. We're musicians first, and if you want to hear some great music, we'll knock your socks off with a little bit of theatrics from me, and if I show up, who knows?
Spoken again, like a true rock star. So let's talk.
And I think aren't we going to do Facebook Live too as well?
We are going to stream it live for the people that that are not comfortable. This is for the community. As a patriot, I love America, and we want to give the people that are still uncertain about getting out or have pre-existing conditions. We want to do Facebook Live so that they can enjoy the venue as well without coming out. So
Mr. Graddick is doing that for our football coverage that we do. This year he's going all out. So the games of the week, we're going to have a professional film crew, and they're going to be filming the games with instant replay and all these great graphics. And the reason being is exactly for that reason. The feeling is that you have people who might be immunocompromised. You might have folks that are they're a little older and they don't want to take that risk, and they shouldn't. So this is an opportunity to be able to have them involved and be involved in the kids' life. Just like this, you have folks that can tune into live music, and they don't have to be there, but they can enjoy it. And of course, for those that are and that can come out and go to the show, they can come see it live, which is just tremendous. So, Mr. Trout. So you mentioned that a few members of your band were in the Country Music Hall of Fame here in Georgia? The
Atlanta Country Music Hall of Fame, yeah.
Excellent.
Which is a small group, but they're in it. And we know a bunch of musicians and tailor it to different venues, but from time to time you don't know who you'll get in the band, but Route 5 is who I said before, but go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, no. Excellent. So now, so how long have you guys been playing together?
Probably 10 or 15 years.
Wow. So you bring a lot of experience to the table.
Yeah, I feel like we do. We've evolved as musicians. We're all best friends. There's a father and son in the group, So I think Bob is 67. I hate to go that route, but I'm 53. So that's what you're looking at with us. But we still feel like young men, and we'll jump up and down if we can.
Excellent. Well, we're going to take our second break. When we come back, we're going to continue our conversation with Mr. Mike Tinney and Fred Trout of Route 5. So stay with us.
For more than 70 years, you have turned to Tanner Health System for your healthcare needs. As our community moves forward, Tanner is here for you. Strong, safe, and close to home. Routine medical appointments, urgent elective surgeries, and imaging are back on the calendar at our hospitals and Tanner Medical Group practices. With the safety of our patients, staff, and community always our top priority. Learn more at tanner.org. Hashtag We Are Tanner Strong. That's tanner.org. Hashtag We Are Tanner Strong.
At Oak Mountain Academy, our academic excellence shines through innovation and a personalized educational experience. Our pre-K 3 through 12th grade environment offers a family-oriented atmosphere. We are an independent school with faith-based values and an Academy Honor Code. Our academic standards prepare our students for college and beyond. I'm Patrick Duran, headmaster, inviting you to visit us on the mountain or at oakmountain.us. Come see how our warriors are creating legacies.
And we're back to Community Voice, 8:50 a.m. in the morning. It's Friday, August 28th, and we got Mike Tinney with the West Cinemas, a newly renovated movie theater up in Cedartown, along with Fred Trout, the lead singer and lead guitarist for the band Route 5, who's going to be playing this weekend, Saturday, August 29th. You heard me correct. There's going to be a live event, and it's going to be awesome. It's going to be the Route 5 concert this Saturday at 8 p.m. over at West Cinemas. Oh, by the way, the address for West Cinemas, Mike.
It's 112 West Avenue, Cedartown, Georgia. It's on West Avenue. You can't miss it. You drive down, we'll have it lit up with lights. So just look for the flickering lights. Oh,
I love that. Excellent. So, Mr. Trout, you're going to be playing this weekend. Now, tell us more about. You said that her name's Tabby.
Yeah, now Mike can speak to that. Tabby's a great musician in her own right, acoustic guitar and vocal.
Yeah, she kind of reminds me of probably a Melissa Etheridge, I think is her name, the raspy voice, guitar. Sure. I mean, so yeah, she's pretty good.
So how old is she?
I think she's around 30 or so.
Excellent. So you how did you come in contact with her music?
Basically, one of the girls that works in my office had brought her to my attention, and she was interested in performing at the venue as well, because everybody loves the West End if you're from Cedartown. So it was kind of like, oh wow, I would love to do that. So we pulled her in, because she's a local too. So and try to light it up a little bit. But yeah, she's got a good raspy voice, and vocals and good, and sings guitar. So yeah, I mean she's good. She's definitely worth coming to listen to.
So you're that's pretty cool. You're using this venue as an opportunity for local artists to perform somewhere legendary and help establish a name for themselves.
Absolutely. So,
and this is just the beginning too.
This is just the beginning. So y'all have some big plans for the future, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, I want to restore the original stage in the West, the one that Bing Crosby walked up on and looked at. When the West Cinema was originally built, I'd probably seat 600 or 700 people. I don't know the exact number, but it was a huge venue, and you had the upper balconies. So when I purchased it, all the upper balconies were closed down, and it was basically junk storage. So I mean, we hauled dump truck after dump truck load out to clean it out, and that's where I built the 2 additional theaters, was upstairs, and then we also added the VIP room. So if you like VIP power recliners, you can come in and sit in the balcony, close the door, and isolate yourself from everybody. Talking about social distancing, you can social distance with your family in the VIP room, and you can watch a concert or watch anything you want to watch.
Oh, that's awesome. So, that is really awesome. So tell me, Fred. So you guys have been rehearsing, preparing for this weekend. Do you have any other shows coming up soon that you want to be sure to talk about?
Not right now. We've been trying to, keep our distance. We're all COVID negative. We space each other apart, and we've been spacing gigs apart. I think we played in Villa Rica about a month ago. Right now, we have no other gigs lined up.
This way you can keep from being rusty. You can keep playing every once in a while and get those juices flowing.
Just think, if we practice, we might be good.
So y'all are going to be playing a mix of a lot of different acts. If you had to pick one song that personally you have the most fun playing, what would it be?
Rocky Mountain Way by Joe Walsh.
And why that song?
It you know, the Eagles are all heroes, and of course that's a Joe Walsh song. But it's just a special moment of the night, and it, you know, talking through your guitar is every guitar player's dream. So I guess that's one of my favorites to do.
So you have one of those modulators that you can like breathe into and like speak into? Yeah,
exactly. So it'll talk to you if you're not careful. I got to watch what I say. So,
yeah.
But yeah, I guess that's one of my favorites. You know.
That's excellent.
So
that is wonderful.
But the people go crazy when they hear it, when they see that.
Well, it's not something you get to see often.
So Fred he's a character within himself. So basically, Fred at one point in time, he was telling me about this. He has a bat cave in his house. He actually
built a couple of Batmobiles.
He's built a couple
had Adam
of
West
Batmobiles.
and all those guys signed them, and then I built a Bat cave in my basement with the statue, like the TV show and that kind of thing.
Yeah, well, you're speaking to a friend here, my friend. I'm a big Batman fan. So you're saying in the next few weeks you can come on Community Voice and you can just roll that Adam West Batmobile down here, right?
Well, not anymore. I sold it.
You sold that one.
Yeah, we've done some crazy things, me and Mike both.
Yeah, I flip houses and Fred flips Batmobiles.
So no wonder you guys ended up having this partnership. And that concert, again, it's going to be Saturday, August 29th. It's going to be this upcoming Saturday at 8 p.m. There will be social distancing guidelines in place, so you guys everyone who comes out, you guys can stay 6 feet apart. Masks are optional, so feel free to wear a mask if you would like to have that on hand. Mike, any final thoughts? We only have a few minutes left here.
Yeah, I mean, basically, you know, we look forward to you coming out. We still will be running movies. We're going to be running movies that night in our upstairs theater. So we're running movies at 7 on a Friday, 7 on Saturday, and then we run a matinee on Sunday at 3 o'clock. So, you know, so we'll be doing the band starting at 8, you know, so come on out. We are a kid-friendly, family-friendly environment. There is no alcohol. One of the things I was most concerned about is I did not want to run a venue to where we have a bunch of people in there drinking. I want this to be a family-friendly environment always. So, you know, family first.
I know our listeners, that's important to our listeners, especially. You know, you have a lot of folks with families. I mean, they're stuck in their house. They've been stuck in their house for a while now. The kids want to get out and do something. They don't have anywhere else to go. There are no movie theaters. There are no concerts. This is an opportunity to get out and make some memories. You can go up to the VIP room. You can stay away from other people. You don't have to take risks because Mike has put a lot of money into making sure that that's not going to happen. So, well, Mike, Fred, thank you both for joining me today. I'm looking forward to the concert. It's going to be a blast. I hope we'll have you guys on again soon.
Awesome. Well,
Thank you so much.
Excellent. All right. Well, y'all have a blessed day, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.